bit of a strange report now, after a bit of contradictory word salad from Lord Michael Hastings. I say contradictory because, well, I think you'll see. Lord Hastings of Scarisbrick has said that young black people are carrying weapons to protect themselves against the police as they face destructive and damaging stop and searches. But I thought young black people were discriminated against because they were black, not because they were carrying weapons. It seems that they carry weapons because they are black now, based on this statement. Hastings even went as far as saying that the practice of stop and search was vile and repugnant and must stop. Now, I can't agree with this. Obviously, we want people not carrying weapons to inflict hurt on other people. We also want stolen goods returned. So stop and search can be a good tool if it's used properly. Bullshit, you match the description stops, or I smell cannabis crap, has to stop. But genuinely used properly and proportionately, stop and searches are not inherently a bad thing. It's said that the latest figures suggest that 22% increase in the use of stop and searches with ethnic minorities disproportionately affected. However, they're not disproportionately affected if they're the ones carrying weapons to protect themselves against the police, as Lord Hastings said. It's clear that if you're the demographic carrying weapons, or likely to be carrying weapons, then you're the demographic likely to be stopped and searched. It makes sense. It's not racism. It's like this whole persuading the public that men are the evil ones, or that men are the perpetrators of domestic abuse, and then being biased towards men at incidents of domestic abuse. Of course it's going to happen. Maybe if young black folk don't carry weapons, then they won't get stopped as much. Eventually, obviously, they'll have to learn that they're not carrying weapons, but maybe they'll not get stopped as much. And this is not me being racist, by the way. This is me making a genuine opinion based on what BAME Lord Hastings has said. Hastings also said that those of us who are connected to the communities most affected by stop and search, notably black people, will tell you that it is a hapless injustice and has destroyed confidence in communities and confidence in the police, and has unsettled those who would be more inclined to support the law, so that they are less inclined to participate in it. Continued, stop and search is massively, perpetually destructive and damaging, and anyone connected with minority communities knows what it does. If lords wish to come with me to any of these communities, they will find that young men and women carry weapons to defend themselves against the police. Often because of the aggravation they then get involved in aggravation that then involves unnecessary crime. Let's take a look at that last statement. If lords wish to come with me to any of these communities, they will find that young men and women carry weapons to defend themselves against the police. What he is effectively saying here is that young black folk are carrying weapons in case they are stopped and searched, and to defend themselves against the police. By doing what? Stabbing them? Shooting them? And people wonder why police are so trigger happy these days when dealing with certain people. If this is common knowledge, as Lord Hastings is making it sound, then the police would have this information too, which of course, just like if you knew someone might hurt you, would make you treat them differently to protect yourself. I'm not for a moment saying that everyone deserves to be treated like crap for police, or anyone for that matter, and I'm not defending them. They overuse their powers and their weapons all of the time, simply because they can't be asked to chase someone rather than using them in a life and death situation. And that's clearly very, very wrong. But if you know someone with a particular characteristic was potentially going to stab you or shoot you, then of course you would deal with them more defensively. A recent report by the Independent Office for Police Conduct found that black people were 7 times more likely to be stopped and searched than white people in the year to March 2021. In the same time period, British Asian people were 2.5 times more likely. Now, from running this channel and all of the stories I read each week, I've got to say that although honkies, I'm a honky, do commit weapons offences, The vast majority of offences that I see involving a weapon concerns BAME folk. Birmingham is rife with weapon crimes between Muslims, Asian, Middle East and whatever. And we're talking about machetes and guns rather than fucking steak knives. Not for a moment am I suggesting that this is the same across the country, but it shows that a majority of weapon crime seems to be coming from BAME communities, which would lead anyone to the conclusion that they are more likely to be carrying weapons, which would lead to the obvious reasoning as to why there may be a higher number of BAME people stopped and searched. I'm no mathematician, it just makes fucking sense. I reiterate that police abuse their powers and weapons on all of us, white is too, but common sense suggests, and Lord Hastings' comments suggest, there is a reason that BAME folk may be targeted more. But unfortunately, this won't ever change, because the vast majority of this country are far too busy fighting with each other, calling people racist, calling people homophobic, calling people sexist, and whatever else they want to throw shit at people, to see that this is forced upon us by those in power continually making stories that make us hate each other. When people start to realise that it's not about colour, sexuality, gender, it's about the public and those who want to control the public. Those are the only two differences that we should be worried about. But the government won't allow that to happen, because they know if we all unite, they're fucked. And most of you are falling right into their fucking hands. Big thank you to channel supporters, especially these guys. Your support is truly appreciated. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, as I know many of you will. And until next time, stay safe, look after each other, film the police and other officials.